parents are exploring all of their options to make sure their children can stay on track, even in the midst of a health crisis. For some, that is still public school. But for others, the way around mandates and teachers' unions includes charter schools and private schools. Joining me now to continue our ongoing conversations about education in America is the CEO of the National Alliance for Public Charter Schools and former Bush administration education official Nina Rees, and the principal of the Calhoun Falls Charter High School in good old South Carolina, Kalan Rogers. Thank you for spending part of your Sunday with us. Welcome to you both. Mr. Rogers, I want to start with you and ask you how you are managing education and health in South Carolina and what the government tells you can and cannot do in the midst of this pandemic.
Hey, thanks for having me, Trey. We have a wonderful team here. My staff, I consider them my family. Every day in and out, they are working hard to make sure that, kids are here, everything's being taught the way it needs to be. And it has been difficult, but over the past few years, we made it work. And their ability to go in every day and do this job and to come back day after day and still be happy to be able to teach kids, it's just been remarkable. We make sure that our desks are sanitized and our kids are wearing masks, and talk about the government and mask mandates. I just say, my goal is, and I tell anybody, I'd rather lose funding over a mask mandate than to lose a staff or to lose a student on my campus. They're much more than just money.
Well said. Ms. Rees, what is, for those who are trying to distinguish public school from charter schools, from public charter schools, what is a public charter school?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on your show this evening. Charter schools are public schools. We've now been around for 30 years. This year we celebrated our 30th anniversary. There are over 7,500 public charter schools around the country. 45 states now have charter school laws, and over 3.3 million students are attending charter schools. So these are public schools that are often created by teachers in district-run schools who wanted to do something different, who wanted to prove the impossible. These are schools of choice. And the results that we saw last year when the pandemic hit out of our sector is extremely reassuring, and similar to what Kalan was just saying. Charter school leaders stepped up to the plate. They used the freedom they had to move money around, the flexibilities they had around rules and regulations to make sure that they were offering remote learning as soon as possible to the families who were sending their kids to their schools. And in many instances, they also went above and beyond the call of duty in order to make sure that other public schools were benefiting from what they had to offer through open source content. There are networks out of New York like Success Academy, Uncommon Schools, Achievement First, and KIPP that made everything that they had to offer online to anyone who was interested in pulling that course content down. So we're very excited about the accomplishments, certainly of the last year and over time, in terms of serving the needs of the families we serve.
Mr. Rogers, I want to let you take us to the break by extolling on the power of education to change lives. Do you have a story that you're familiar with of the power of education to change lives?
Oh yeah, personally for myself, I actually went to school at Calhoun Falls, and I really wanted to be in journalism once I graduated, to go to college and major in journalism. But my 10th grade PE teacher changed my life. She's my track coach, PE teacher, and did all sorts of other things at the school. So once I took PE in 10th grade, that totally changed my outlook. Said, hey, I want to do exactly what you're doing. I want to mimic what you're doing. And in 2016, I graduated from University of South Carolina Upstate as a PE teacher, and went into teach and coach, and did the same thing that she did. So it definitely is a powerful powerful statement that education definitely helps a child. And, you know, I look at some of my former students who are majoring in education, and they say, hey, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be going this route to going to school. So I just want to, you know, thank you for helping me get to that next route by just showing me that there is a way.
Well, to both of you, I will say this. I've said it before. If you want to change the world, don't go into politics. Go into education. Teach people. Thank you both for what you do, and thank you for joining us on the Sunday night.